A young woman has been found dead in floodwaters in New South Wales's Central West region. Emergency services were called to Gulgong, north of Mudgee, about 11 p.m. on Sunday. Australia's east coast is bracing for more major flooding. Greater than a carload of people had been reported to have been swept away in the waters. The driver and 2 passengers were able to escape the car safely. But a 4th passenger, a 28-year-old woman, was missing. It was believed she had escaped the car but was unaccounted for after that. Emergency services continued a search on Monday morning before announcing her body was found shortly before 10 a.m. A report will be prepared for the coroner. 2 weather systems are causing more pain for NSW residents in already flooded areas as emergency services prepare more people for evacuation. Lismore residents in the state's Northern Rivers region were told to prepare to evacuate on Sunday night, with a weather system on the NSW Queensland border expected to dump up to 200 millimeters of rain in parts. Meanwhile, a second system was traveling across the border from South Australia, bringing more rain to already saturated parts of the state. There are more than 120 emergency warnings in place, including 20 evacuation orders. Authorities are pleading with people not to drive through floodwaters, with a frustrated Premier Dominic Perrottet saying they are tying up resources and risking lives. NSW's SES had performed 34 rescues in 24 hours as of Sunday afternoon, on top of hundreds of calls for help. Emergency Services Minister Steph Cook said every corner of the state had a flood warning. The areas of most concern were in the state's north, with waters rising in places including Marie and Gunnedah. Evacuation orders are in place for Marie, Terry-Hie-Hie, Gunnedah and Carroll in the state's north, the riverina town of Narrandera and Mudgee in the central west. Residents have also been ordered to higher ground at Kumaragunja, Mathor East, Murray Valley and Moama on the Murray River. 200 Australian Defence Force personnel have been deployed across the state, with more than a dozen helicopters helping with rescue and relief efforts, including 3 defence choppers. SES Commissioner Carleen York urged residents to evacuate when ordered. Rapid damage assessment crews would be working to give residents the green light to return home as quickly as possible. Natural disaster declarations have been made in more than 40 local government areas, opening councils, residents and businesses for financial aid. Victoria on high alert. Victorians saw several flood peaks across the state over the weekend as Echuca residents were forced to evacuate as rivers rose. A weather system is expected to dump up to 30 millimeters of rain on parts of the state's north and west on Monday before beginning to clear on Tuesday. The Murray River surpassed the 1993 flood level of 94.77 meters above sea level at Echuca on Saturday and was forecast to peak around 95 meters on Sunday evening into Monday. Engineers have checked the Victorian NSW border town's 3-kilometer temporary dirt levee and it remains structurally sound. The alert covers between 500 to 700 people living across 250 properties in the area. Some roads in Echuca have been closed, but emergency services still have access for supply chains. Further northwest, the Loddon River at Kerrang has peaked below the 78 meters forecast at 97 meters, but the threat is yet to pass. Floodwaters have only slightly receded and aren't expected to noticeably drop for 5 to 7 days, keeping the community isolated. A levee in the southwest corner of the town has been breached, sending water into an industrial area, caravan parks and about 20 homes. Premier Daniel Andrews has pleaded with residents in Echuca and Kerrang to heed evacuation advice. "Please give that very careful thought. We don't issue those warnings lightly," he said.